Rich Coelho. We're here at the third annual Shawn Tompkins Memorial Golf Classic, and we have a very special guest. Shawn's friend from 16 years, came all the way from California to be a part of this special event. Mr. the one and only El Guapo Bas Rutten.
Yep, bald guy too. You know, he's El Guapo too. But I'm El Guapo because I'm older. You know, that's why I can say that. Otherwise, he would have beat me.
And all the Dutch are always welcome here. We love it. We have lots of Dutch friends down
Dutch
here.
people
There's
here in
lots of
Canada.
Dutch here.
Yeah.
If you could briefly talk about how important it is for you to have been at this event today.
It's super important. You know, I wanted to be there the first 2 years, but I simply couldn't. I had some medical things done, and the first year I don't know what it was, but I guarantee you it was something that I couldn't make it. And this year I found out, okay, wait a minute, Sunday, that's a good day. You know, I have to go because I missed it. And I'll be back also. I guarantee I'll be back. You know, if there's a big movie or something, I can't do anything about it. Then, of course, there's an alarm. I have to do this, otherwise it keeps going. Then I will be back for sure, and I'm going to try to bring a couple of my buddies as well.
That's awesome. Just Bas being here with his energy, he raises the spirits of everyone. He hosted a live silent auction, which was a blast. Look for those videos online. Speaking about online videos, I'll get to the point here. I had the privilege of taking Big John McCarthy's MMA judging course with Showdown Joe Ferraro. We sat together, and one thing that cracked us up and kept us laughing for a good time was how Big John explained during Bas Rutten's fights in Japan, Bas would sometimes go into the third person and would try and speak to his opponents and try and get in their heads and convince them that raising and standing up instead of laying on top of Bas was the more exciting thing and the reason the fighters came to see. And so, Bas, if you could share a little bit about that and explain, you know, what the genius was behind that.
The genius is, it's really simple. Like, for instance, when I was fighting in Japan, I had American fighters and I had a Dutch corner, but I would always speak English to my Dutch corner. And every time the corner would say, oh, this guy's crazy and he talks crazy stuff, and did you hear what he said? You know, and I always went like, why would you think I would speak English to my Dutch corner? You know, I did it for a reason. I do this to get into the side of the head of the opponent that I'm fighting right now. If I look at my corner in the middle of a fight, I'm going to ask him in English, hey, where are we going to party tonight? We're going to go to Motown, you want to go to Roppongi, where do you want to go? You know, and then they say, oh, Roppongi. I say, okay, cool. And then I continue fighting. Then my opponent is going to think, what is he doing? Is he fighting or is he thinking about tonight going to party? You know, and at the moment when he starts thinking about those things, that already means that I cloud his head and put different thoughts in his head, and that means that I can take advantage of my opponent. And that's what I did in fighting. Say when I was fighting Randleman, he took me down, and I would say, you know what, you know, I think the people want to see us back on our feet. And if he wouldn't react, I would say, I think that we like to be better on our feet. We, yeah, I know, me and my friends and you. So they would start thinking like, well, what is this guy talking about? I'm fighting one guy. I'm not fighting we. I don't fight him as friends. But that's just a way for me to get inside people's head and do things. My best thing is, and I told you this story, like for instance, I have these examples that I did with Maurice Smith. I'm fighting Maurice Smith. I'm doing really good on my feet, and suddenly I kick him in the head, and he nearly blocks the kick, and right away I get comfortable, I give another kick, and I fall on the ground. So when I fell on the ground, he wanted to jump on top of me because it's mixed martial arts, and I went to him, I said, wait, stop. So he stops, and I get back up, and I go like, he just fell for the oldest trick in the book, you know, and I go like, thank you, and then we continue to fight, you see? Those things are not in the rules, and you can break rules, well, you don't even break the rules if they're not in there. So it's all about doing this, you know, being a little weird when you fight somebody, and then if he starts listening to you, like a Nate Diaz. You know, Nick Diaz and Nate Diaz, both of these guys actually, they keep talking crap and keep talking crap, and people say, oh, but they're really starting to affect their opponent. They get angry. And now, when I want to hit you, normally when I hit you from here, poof. But if I'm angry, I'm going to do this. I'm going to load up my punch because I'm angry, I want to hurt him more. So now I load up, and when somebody normally loads up, see, he opens himself up for a takedown, and boom, that's why we do that kind of stuff.
Thank you so much, Bas. Before we go, I definitely want to let the audience know that Bas is doing something very special on YouTube right now. He's going back to his old fights and he's commentating them, given a different perspective that you don't normally get, the fighter's perspective of his actual fight and what he was thinking of at different times in the fight. I absolutely love it. How can they find that online?
You know, I had that DVD for a long time, but right now there was a latest publicity thing that we did. We put it on YouTube, official Bas Rutten on YouTube. So youtube.com/official Bas Rutten. You go there, and like last month, every day we released a fight. Like I think 32 or 33 fights we released. And me doing the commentary, and you know, I had a lot of people say that they actually learned more watching that than watching instructional fights, because yeah, you explain to them, watch what I'm thinking. Like there's this thing with Frank Shamrock, he gives me an inside low kick, and you see me, I move away right away, but then I think, wow, that was slow, and then you will hear me say that, I said, wow, that was slow, and then I do this to him. I put my leg there, that means kick me again. And sure enough, he takes the bait, and as soon as he wants to kick, I switch kick and I kick him in the head. You see those little setups, when I talk you through it and you see me doing it, you go like, whoa, he's really thinking that at that time. You know, little tricks like that makes a lot of difference in the world of fighting.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Bas, for sharing these secrets. As I mentioned to you earlier, my son and I used to be Friday nights.
Nathan, he's filming right now. I'm just saying it.
Those were our favorite nights because we'd start the night off with Inside MMA and dinner and watching Bas and Kenny, your
home
for
MMA.
And, you know,
we didn't practice it.
Absolute pleasure to have Bas here. I want to thank him for taking the time. It means so much that he's here for everyone, and especially I can imagine for Shawn. And, you know, the Heart and Stroke Foundation is what we're doing this for, the Shawn Tompkins Foundation as well, and we hope to see you at the next one, and we certainly hope to see Bas at the next one. Until then, Godspeed and...
Party on, buena suerte y disfruten de las fiestas. That's what El Guapo would say. It's the same as Godspeed and party on, only in Spanish.